Hello and welcome to our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 27.
Happy National Chocolate Cake Day. We'll get back to that in a little bit. So today was a very enjoyable day. We had a lot going on. As we mentioned yesterday, Robert's mom was in town for her birthday weekend, and we asked her where she wanted to go, and she wanted to go to Ohana for breakfast because she loves Lilo and Stitch. So we headed there again, ate a lot of that ham that we love so much.
Oh my goodness, the ham and pineapple there is so good. I know the rest of it's just kind of like whatever breakfast, but ham and pineapple is always a good combo, even on pizza. Yeah, don't at me. No, ham and pineapple on pizza is amazing. Don't at me.
Ham and pineapple is just good. It just needs to stay like that. It doesn't need to be anywhere else.
Anyway,
so we did see the characters. We had a really enjoyable meal, just a fun time. And then we headed out because our plan for today was to go to the Pro Bowl. She is a huge football fan, just as Robert is, so that was going to be a really fun day. However, the weather had a different idea.
Yeah, so you know how Florida is either really nice in January and 75 degrees and beautiful, or 50 degrees and rainy and cold? This was one of those 50, just under 50 degrees, rainy, cold days. And it was just drizzle, rain, nasty the entire morning. So we went out and thought, okay, we've got a few hours till the Pro Bowl. We're not going to go out and do all the tailgating stuff in the rain and the cold. So we'll just go ahead and go shopping a little while. So Mom would love to go to Character Warehouse. I would always love to go to Character Warehouse. So we went there and did a little bit of shopping at Character Warehouse, and still rainy and cold. And we said, okay, well, let's go to Costco because Mom loves going to Costco. We love going to Costco. There's always different things in different states. They have all the cool like Disney stuff sometimes. And so we went to Costco and of course tried the samples around the store, including chocolate cake for National Chocolate Cake Day. And left Costco and thought, well, we can go to the Pro Bowl now. And sure enough, still freezing cold and raining outside. So we decided to go in the parking lot next door to Five Guys and get some lunch, have a couple burgers, and decide what we wanted to do with the rest of our day.
We ate pretty slowly at this point because we were really hoping the rain would stop. All day it kept saying it was just a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. But the rain never stopped, and it was cold and rainy, which meant we really didn't want to be outside. It's one thing to sit outside in the rain with an umbrella, but we were freezing. So we decided that that just wasn't a fun way to spend the evening.
Especially for a Pro Bowl game that honestly doesn't really count for anything. If it was maybe a playoff game or something, we probably would have considered braving it. At least my mom and I would have, and Alyssa probably would have been like, I'll pick you up later. But it was just, it's a Pro Bowl game. It doesn't matter. So we decided to just give up on that and head back to the resorts, which today was also a moving day for us.
So we did check out this morning. We called Bell Services, got all of our luggage transferred, and we headed over to Saratoga Springs as we were staying in a tree house. We had never stayed in a tree house before. It is a really unique experience, very different, and as long as you have a car, it can be a really enjoyable experience. However, the bus situation there is not ideal because you do have to take a bus from the treehouse to Saratoga Springs and then get on a different bus to try and go to the parks and do the same thing at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And that can just take a lot of time, and so you can't be in a rush when you're staying in a treehouse. But we thought it was a really cool experience.
Yeah, and having the car helped. Like,
it did.
We had
so
a car,
much.
so we were kind of okay with that. But it was a unique experience. It was a very different room type. It's kind of the same as a 2-bedroom because of the number it sleeps, but it actually has 3 separate bedrooms, and there were just the 3 of us in the room, so it didn't really matter how many rooms there were. But a really fun room overall, and had a lot of really fun details throughout the room. Of course, when we got there, I did do a Facebook Live room tour that I'm hopefully getting a little bit better at as we go along. You can watch this little bit or the entire video and decide for yourself. All right, so when we first walk in here, we've got the dining room table and the bar, of course, because this is another DVC resort. We have a full kitchen with these awesome countertops. Love those countertops. Full kitchen in here. We got the fridge, the freezer, the oven, microwave, and I believe there's also a dishwasher on the other side of this thing. And as usual, the link to the entire video is down in the description and right up there. And so we did that room tour, we did our 360 pictures and everything, and we have gone back to this room, by the way. If you watch the room tour, we've gone back, we've done a full room tour of the treehouse, more updated, a lot higher quality. That's also linked down below and up above. But I'm just a big fan of the tree houses in general for non-park stays. If you're going to go to the parks, say half of the days of your trip, maybe the treehouse is a good idea, especially if you have a decent size, 6 or 7 people in your party. But if you're going to be going to the parks all day, every day, it's just not very convenient. So it's kind of pros and cons.
And it also gets really cramped in there. When you pull all the beds out, the living room is not very large. So it really depends on the layout and who all you have with you and how many people are in there. But we also found out that this would be the one and only time this year that we double booked a room.
Yep, I messed up. That was on me. It happened.
We did get a call to our room. The front desk asked us to call them back, so we did. And we asked if there was a problem, and they said, "Did you know that you have 2 rooms booked tonight?" No, we did not.
No. So that was on me. So my spreadsheet that I have of all of the different rooms that we've booked back a few weeks ago, and we were working on all the different rooms throughout the year, I did mess up on one night where what we did was rent points for one night, and we were going to use our points for the second night. But before I rented the points, I had actually booked 2 nights. So I needed to go in and modify my reservation to get my 1 night worth of points back and then use the rental for that night. It just slipped my mind, I guess, whenever I was making the bookings, and never happened. So we technically lost a few points on that. And that was the one time at all the entire year we had a room double booked, because I was extra diligent after that to make sure I didn't accidentally overbook or double book something. And thankfully, it wasn't a very, very expensive room. It was some last minute points, and it was okay. It wasn't the end of the world.
But as you can see, it wasn't a perfect year. We messed up a couple times, and
things
happen. It happens. But we did learn from it, and we were very careful after that. Now, at this point, we were really hungry. It is cold and rainy. We wanted something to eat. So we looked to see what was available, and we were able to go to Disney Springs and head to Chef Art Smith's Homecoming. And Robert was super excited about this because he and his mom love good Southern cooking, and that's exactly what this is. This is good, just really enjoyable home cooking, and especially on a cold day.
Yeah,
this was warm comfort food.
It's the perfect comfort food for a cold, rainy day, we thought. And then we got there, and we got seated on the outside patio area. And yes, they had heaters, but we were all kind of huddled next to the heater that was sitting by our table. So we ordered some food, and as soon as it started coming to the table, Alyssa was very excited because we had soup. We got the chicken and dumpling soup, and immediately, as soon as that warm bowl of soup hits the table, Alyssa's hands are underneath it because her hands are always cold. So
they were really cold that day. It
happens every single time. That's okay. Nice little personal heater there. So we tried the chicken and dumpling soup, and sadly, we're pretty disappointed with it. I don't know if it was a bad batch or what happened.
Flavor.
It was very flavorless, which is weird because Chef Art Smith's usually has amazing flavor. So, okay, fine. So one off for the chicken and dumplings. We'll mark that up to just a bad batch of soup or whatever. And then we got our chicken and donuts. And it was a much better experience than our chicken and dumpling soup. The chicken and donuts was so good. I loved it.
Just like what's happening here, his face lit up when that got brought to the table.
They were good.
It's a heart attack waiting to happen, and he was so excited.
I mean, chicken and waffles, chicken and donuts. I mean, you put chicken with some type of sweet bread item, and I'm all over it.
Fried dough, apparently. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
And about the time we finished our appetizers, they took those away, and we actually had a manager come to the table and ask if they could move us. She was very kind. She apologized. They had a large party come, and so they needed that table to be able to push them together. And so they pushed us back a couple tables so that they could do that. She was very sweet. They ended up giving us a free dessert and a bigger discount on our meal. I don't remember what it was exactly. But they were very considerate, very accommodating, because they felt really bad because we were really enjoying that heater, and we were a little further away now that we were at this table, and so we didn't have it right there. So they did try to accommodate as much as possible.
I mean, I'll go a little further from a heater for free dessert, and then they threw in the extra discount, and it's like, okay, well, just twist my arm. I guess I'll just order more food because I get more of a discount. That's how it works. That is how it works. You're getting a discount, so you order more food to make up for the money you didn't
spend. Spend more money to save money.
It depends on what the food is. In this case, it was chicken and donuts, and it was amazing. So we didn't just get appetizers. We also got entrees. Don't worry. We got a pork chop, a grilled pork chop that came with some veggies.
That was so good.
That was amazing. And there are 3 of us there eating, but we only got 2 entrees because we had the appetizers and we also had desserts coming. So we decided to just split the 2 entrees. The pork chop was my favorite. I have not had a pork chop that good in a long time. So that was a fan favorite across the table. And then we got the classic, the fried chicken that Chef Art Smith's Homecoming is famous for. Always enjoy that. I've never had a bad piece of fried chicken there. So we had a great couple plates of food there that we shared. Also a large side of mac and cheese, which is really good, really cheesy, really good.
He and his mom love mac and cheese. And not to say that I don't, but they really love mac and cheese. So we did get a personal side of that. And I say personal, I mean, it was a huge side. It was a
little crock of mac and cheese. There was plenty of it there.
But everything we had was so good. We were so full at the end of it. And then it was time for dessert. And since it was National Chocolate Cake Day, we thought we should get chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you, normally we do get the hummingbird cake at Chef Art Smith's Homecoming. That's what they're known for.
I love the hummingbird cake.
He loves the hummingbird cake, but we opted for chocolate cake today. It's National Chocolate Cake Day. I love chocolate. And the cake came out, and we all tried it. And that was it. We didn't eat the rest of it.
Yeah, I was really disappointed in the chocolate cake. And this was kind of Mom's birthday cake, even though she wasn't going to eat much of it. We put a candle and sang and everything. But then she took a bite and she's like, well, that's it. I'm done with my birthday cake. I understand why it wasn't what we expected. It is that kind of southern style chocolate cake. It's not super moist and doesn't have the thick buttercream frosting you'd expect. It was similar to a cake that one of my grandmothers used to make, and so I was familiar with the flavors, but it just wasn't very good. It wasn't what we wanted. We wanted chocolate cake. It's this huge piece of chocolate cake, and
it didn't have a lot of flavor. It
very
wasn't
underwhelming.
Really sweet. It was very that's a really good word for it. It was very underwhelming. And so, like you said, we did sing happy birthday to her. We had fun with it, and it was her birthday cake, but we all ate one bite and just left the cake. After dinner, we headed over to World of Disney and did a little bit of shopping, but we didn't walk around much because, again, it was very cold outside.
Still very cold and rainy.
So we headed back to our car and drove back to the Treehouse Villas and just stayed up talking because this was the final night Robert's mom was here. She would be leaving really early in the morning. So she packed up and we visited for a little bit before heading to bed. So that concludes our day for today, and we'll see you tomorrow
for our Year with the Ears.